Good morning, everyone. It is the official first day of New York Bridal Fashion Week, the luxury end of all of it. Everything begins and ends with us. I have the honor and the privilege of interviewing one of the icons of the industry that has not only made his name in stone, etched it in stone in the American market, but also in the European market. Mr. Peter Langner.
Thank you so much. I don't know, that's a lot. That's a lot. So,
because you're a lot. You're a lot. You paved the way for so many others. And at the same time, you introduced the American market to something that we didn't know about through your designs, and you continued that legacy. And you had a strong background to begin with. So can you please start off by telling us first your full name and where you're based right now?
Okay. Hello, first of all, thank you so much for having me. So my full name is actually Hans Peter Langner, which I really don't use all the Hans. I just really go by Peter Langner, which is the company's name. We are based in Milan, Italy. And we started off our company in Rome. Rome was before really the capital for the couture fashion, the high fashion in Italy. And this now has shifted in the last years. So actually 7 years ago, we then moved to Milan. And we really feel that, we are now in the center where it's very vibrant and where the whole buzz is going on, what goes on to fashion. I've worked before I started. I've done a couple of different schools, then had actually as well the privilege in working in a few couture houses, just really like being in the right spot at the right moment and taking the opportunity, not having so much experience, but taking these opportunities, then really got an amazing exposure to store companies like Dior, Ungaro, Christian Lacroix, and in the end went to Norman Hartnell together with Mark Bowen. Norman Hartnell was the house where the Queen, the royal family, the English family got their dresses made. So it was a huge step for me, and I had it was amazing because we had the background from Dior, the customership from Dior, bringing to London and working then for the royal family and obviously other customers around the world making their couture gowns. And then I started my own business, went to Rome, started my own little company, really just from sketch and scratch, one gown, another one, and all of a sudden you wake up and you have a company. Absolutely. So it's not, you don't have a business plan, you don't have a focus on what the future is going to bring you. You really go gown by gown by gown. And
customer by customer by customer.
Absolutely. And now, I mean, actually, next week on Tuesday, a client of mine is coming from Washington to see me, and we are friends now for 27 years.
Wow.
Since I made her wedding gown. Anyhow, now we have all together with long history and making every single year our collections and trying to stay passionate, interested, focused, and always continue to improve on what you've done the previous season, what you've done before, and learning and trying and testing out new materials and way of how to work.
Well, it's interesting that you said that because you showed your collection today yes. For the first day of New York Bridal Fashion Week. Just at 10:30 was released. I just got my release. Absolutely gorgeous. And the setting is just beautiful, and it's inviting. And it's airy, beautiful women in beautiful clothes and pieces of art, So now I noticed that you did something that was different, which leads to one of the comments you made. You started with evening wear, beautiful, and then you mixed it in with ready to wear things that a woman could wear to a gala, a cocktail party. And then you shifted to the bridal gowns and then went back to the evening wear, leading me to believe that because of that relationship that you have with this client that's coming from Washington, D.C., who bought her dress from you, her wedding dress from you, now she's coming back again. You have managed to keep this girl coming back to you over and over again. So what was the inspiration?
I mean, don't forget that you work making wedding gowns, you're working for 6, 8, 10 months with a person and really creating a very unique, very emotional moment. So, which you don't forget. I mean, you say, oh, the wedding is just for one day, but it is really for the whole entire life. So you have this impression, that emotion impressed in your heart and in your brain, and you're not losing that. So the idea is, first of all, we are a small couture house, so we're working everything one by one. And once you have established a relationship, the trust, faith, and emotion attached to it, with our work, it was just a logical progress and growth to, at the same time, then as well showing why we are not doing evening gowns, cocktail gowns, dresses for different and other occasions, apart for the mother of the bride, the mother of the groom, which are all surrounded. It's not only that one occasion. And so we are building up a customership who can always come back. They say, look, they know me. I like their style, the fit, the dress. I felt great.
Right.
I mean, the best compliments we can get. I actually had a customer not a long time ago in Houston, and the husband sent me a message, and she just said, my wife couldn't have looked more beautiful that day when I saw her. And that is, it was the mother of the bride, and she had a particular figure and all that. So I never thought that I could, and my wife could have been so beautiful, was such a beautiful maid, and she felt like a queen. So that is really where we want to go, that our name is attached to beauty, love, passion, and to have something. I said, look, I just felt myself so special, so unique.
I love to hear that. This is the first time I've ever heard that the husband messaged the designer to say he was happy with it. That says a lot.
I have another customer actually from England, and so I said, I don't know. So we kept in touch, and as well with the husband said, oh, look, if you're getting another dress, it has to be a Peter Langner dress. So I think that is something very, there is always, with our work, there's always a very personal touch. There's always it's a personal relationship. People come to you because they trust your work, they like your work, they feel the same aesthetics. It's not overwhelming. It's always the person who is the principal, the main figure. It's not about the brand. It's not about, it's really just about the person who's wearing one of the gowns, so that you can treasure that one item and say, okay, there's something really special, very unique, and I have it for that special day.
That's so wonderful. But everybody during the pandemic, we hate to talk about it, suffered because it was shut down, weddings stopped and everything. How were you able to pivot through all of that and still stay relevant and push through?
I mean, look, it's not easy. It's not easy. First of all, we work, we have our markets, let's say mainly in the US, Europe, and we have a lot of customers in Asia. So we're really shifting in between these different markets, and they have a lot of different expectations and needs, and all of them, we all lived this lockdown, the pandemic, in a very different way. So we try to stay very positive. We had a very good, I have to say, my team stayed, we were able to work. We had with Zoom, Facebook, we created a Zoom room. So we had a customer, she had seen her dress only on the mannequin here, and all the family was there, and we explained of what we can do, how we can do. So the seamstress was there. So we try to guide the brides through, okay, this is what we can do, this is how we can do, how you feel about this, how we. So we made fittings with customers being in Dallas and we are being in Milan. So it is difficult. You have to adapt. You have to be very open. Communication has been so important and very different, because timing, obviously, you know, you have 11 o'clock in the morning. We are now nearly 6 o'clock in the afternoon. In Japan is obviously different with Australia's customers. So it's a lot of juggling, organizing, you know, communicating with the customer, saying this is possible, this is not possible. Whatever you think, we can't do this. So to be straightforward, to be available, and be very, you know, responsible at the same time, to be very focused on, okay, what do they need, what can be done, how we can do it, how we can get it quicker. All, for example, one small thing, what a lot of people do, shippings and transportation has exploded with Amazon and all that. So this has created a lot of backup with shipments. So we had to recalculate all our shipment procedures because that the gowns come in time. So, but you know, we went through, and I think we're very happy. It takes a lot of, there's a lot of energy went into it as well, to create new things, to make research about fabrics, fabrications and all that. So, which is very much our you know, our point. So to have very architecture gowns, so we have every single piece has been very studied. The collection we showed, we worked 4 months on this collection. At the same time, you have to deliver dresses, and you have to obviously keep up the business.
And that's exactly what one of my questions were for you, was about the workmanship. Your workmanship is impeccable. And while you're designing a collection and it takes you 4 months, you're still doing business. You have customers you have to deliver for. So when a designer, when a house tells a bride her dress is going to take 6 months to 9 to 6 months, it's not a lie. It's not, hey, I'm sitting and sewing just your dress. There's a whole production involved in it. And that's what we want to, you know, make sure that our readers understand and our viewers understand, is that it's not a one-man show.
No, but as well, keep in mind that during the pandemic, supplies have changed tremendously. Companies are not staffed as they were used before. They do not have fabric in stock. So you want to have a dress, which means the company like us, we are ordering the fabric. We get the fabric specially made for this order. So the process of having and being able to make dresses have changed a lot. Before, you can say, oh, hold a second, I wait and I quickly make this dress and then I make the other ones back. Said, no, you have to really plan and organize a long time in advance, and making sure that you do have all the supplies, because if you have a specific gown and you need a specific button and you don't have that one button, you can't deliver dress. So even the tiniest little detail can be then significant, because you want to have exactly precisely what you ordered. And if the company who makes these beautiful glass buttons in Vienna are closed for the lockdown in a different country, you still can't make the gown. So there's a lot of management juggling, you know, making sure that you do have all the things, and keeping, you know, on track of all the communication emails which go on back and forth, to ensure that everybody gets their gown in time, has time for the alterations, is not delayed. So,
and that leads me to the last part of what I wanted to talk about, which justifies your pricing, because it is not because of, hey, I just want to charge you an extraordinary amount of money. It's the time and the effort, and this is what couture is. Couture is not something that's being zip-zap and being made in the, you know, in a factory back, you know, for whatever. It literally involves workmanship, craftsmanship, time, ordering products from all over the world. And at the same time, you are sold in over 20 international countries. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
Bravo.
That's right. I mean, look, it's obviously it's the years, the time, you know, which makes it running. I mean, the nice thing is that, you know, we are staying alive for such a long time, and we continue trying to. When you're making a new collection, I have to say something a little bit but it's very personal, because we're not only doing these dresses for the customer, but we're doing mainly this because we have to like it. So it's a very personal. I mean, like, after nearly now 30 years, you have to find a reason to make a new dress, which has to be so good that it is worthwhile doing, and not only because you've sold something the season before.
Right.
You have to make something what keeps you interested and passionate into that gown, into that collection. So we presented now 11 new styles with 11 different fabrics. All of them have a totally different construction, different way of moving for different kind of weddings. So it's a whole different, you have to look for something which is, you know, look for inspiration, and as well as thinking this has to be us, this has to be, you know, Peter Langner, there has to be something from us into this dress. It cannot be only a pretty dress.
Right.
It has to be interesting, has to be reasonable, it has to be really unique and special to say, oh, I want to have a Peter Langner dress.
Perfect. And everybody should have a Peter Langner dress.
Hey, look.
So do you also have lifestyle? You have some home products. I remember because Hannah shared some of it.
Yes, we did. Look, we did this during the lockdown. This was a little bit our first step, because obviously we are all staying home. I started to do tablecloth being at home lockdown because I didn't know what to do. So I was just sitting at home, and I was starting to do tableware, so a tablecloth. And so then we're doing cushions, we're doing bathrobes, and all. So we did a whole collection of Peter Langner Casa, because I think we're focused more on our personal life. We're a little bit more focused on our family and friends. I think that all our relationship became we revalued all our relationships with people. You know, you cherish more a beautiful dinner, dish of pasta at home rather than the Michelin star restaurant, because family became more important. The connections, reconnecting with your family. And I think this collection, all again handmade, all done special, was a unique gift to say, look, we want to stay together. We want this pandemic really wanted to tear us apart. And I think we're just stronger and coming all back together. You know, we couldn't have weddings because we couldn't see each other. Right. And it only makes us even stronger to get back together. And that was a little bit the sense of our home collection, which we continue to do.
I'm excited about it because I already told Hannah that I'm ordering my robes and my cushion for my special rooms.
All right, very good, fantastic.
Thank you so much for explaining your legacy and sharing it with our readers and our viewers. The collection is absolutely stunning. And like I said before, this is the kind of collection that from the moment the girl comes into your door for one thing, she's bound to stay with you for the rest of her life, for all her special occasions. Because it's
you know, you always think that, oh, the wedding dress is, the usage is for one day. Mm-hmm. But even the preparation, the fittings, the time you're looking for it, the search for it, and then after the fitting process, and then after the wedding and all that, this is all part of it. And you are not going to, you know, it's an emotion, it's a memory which you will cherish forever. Absolutely. And you can't measure it in time with a watch. Right. That's not possible.
Well, bravo, bravo, bravo. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. And I am looking forward to actually coming to Milan and seeing you.
Very good. I hope so. Yes, absolutely. Yay. You must come over.
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you. So
Thank you
guys,
so much.
there you have it, Mr. Peter Langner. I guarantee you will not be disappointed in any of his collections, any of his pieces. Wait until you see the show. So until the next time, ciao bella.
Thank you so much.